Do you truly possess your own mind? Or are you just simply following the crowd like a sheep? Strap in tight, brother, because this one is gonna get pretty deep. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy content around improving your masculinity, your lifestyle, and the quality of your relationships, you are in the right place. So let's get into it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about that herd mentality. I'd say this is very common in today's culture where everybody goes and does one thing and everybody follows, right? This is very much aligned with my previous video where I talked about that lone wolf mentality. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you go check it out because there's overlays of what I'm talking about in this video. I am very much a free thinker. And I've always been this way. I've always been independent with my thought process, even if I belong to a community or a group. Now, this is the distinction I want to make. You know, you can still be involved in a certain group or community of people while having your own beliefs and your own thoughts and perspectives. For example, I can still be a conservative man while also having other opinions about life. Like, I don't have to agree with every single thing another conservative says just because I align with that way of thinking. You can have your own individual thought. That's the whole point of being a free thinker, is the ability to think for yourself. If you really pay attention, this happens across every single medium. Politics, religion, content creators even. Most people are afraid to go against the people in their group that they agree with because something doesn't sit right with them. They're not willing to speak out on it. I would hope that if you're watching my channel that you are a free thinker, that you do agree and resonate with the things that I'm saying right now. Odds are, if you're still here and you're watching this, you probably do. It's kind of funny because in my last video, I talked about the dangers of isolating yourself, of being too far in that realm. Well, this video is kind of the opposite of that, is talking about the dangers of being too glued into a community, to a custom or tradition, that you forget to think for yourself. I see this so often, especially online, where there's just herds of people that maybe it's red pill, or maybe it's new up and coming thing they're going to call Christ pill, which is essentially just more religious content that's getting pushed in the masculinity space. And there's just so much back and forth. It's like, do you believe in this? Do you believe in that? My point is, why can't you just think for your fucking self and choose the beliefs that resonate with you, that serve you, and discards the ones that do not? I'm not really a strict religious person. However, I have religious values, mainly in the Christian faith. I believe in a man being the provider, the protector, the leader of a family, the breadwinner of the household. I believe a man needs God in his life, but you can also interpret that to a higher power, the universe, source, whatever label that makes you feel comfortable. I like saying God, I like saying the universe. You know, they're all the same thing to me. But my point being is, I don't have to be the exact same as everybody else that has a similar viewpoint as I do. And you get into trouble because you lose your authenticity and you start to sound like a drone, like everybody else is doing the same thing. I'll give you a very critical example. So I was just a part of this leadership program, and I might have talked about it on this channel. It's called the Mastery in Transformational Training, MITT for short, and it was a really amazing experience. You know, the first two programs that I joined with this was massive in terms of me understanding my past, my triggers, some of the things that held me back up to this point. It was extremely eye-opening. But this was designed to be a community, right? To be a group. And in this group, I started to realize that everybody kind of just copied and pasted what they saw our trainers or what some of the people that were seniors to us would say. They said it just because they said it. They didn't actually believe in it themselves. They just went along with the program because that was the language that we were supposed to use. That was the way that we were supposed to speak. And I've never resonated with that. Like, again, I take the tools that I apply in my life that I deem as valuable, but the other stuff I'm not gonna do just because you guys want me to do it. And I'm not gonna just sit there and follow blindly because I have to trust this process and be a part of it. And again, I've noticed this in almost every group I've ever been in. When I got certified to be a life coach, which Fast forward now, I probably never really needed to get certified, but either way, I don't regret it. Same point though, was another group, another community of coaches who wanted to stick together, do the same things, etc. They all sort of had one-track mind, a one-dimensional way of thinking about coaching and what coaching is and what coaching isn't, and how you can go about coaching somebody, the questions you should ask, the questions you shouldn't ask. I have a way more open mind now about what coaching is and what coaching isn't. I get what I need to in these groups, I gain the value, I spread information, I connect with other people, then I slowly kind of distance and just stay in my lane. I pick certain individuals that I stay connected with. Do I stay connected with everybody? No. And that's for a reason, because I understand when people are simply just sheep and when they're actual leaders. I know when somebody's being authentic and being genuine, and I know when somebody's just following the crowd for the sake of fitting in. Like in the Lone Wolf video, I completely understand the value of having community, of having connections and networking in your life. It's needed. Human beings are social creatures. We need that social interaction. We're tribalistic by nature. I understand this 100%. But I also understand that part of being a leader in your industry, in your life, in your career, in your relationships, sometimes you have to go against the grain, against what everybody else believes and what everybody else thinks, because you're trailblazing the path. That's what I truly think my value is. And the value that I try to give you on these videos is being able to think for yourself, being a man who identifies as an individual. And you can apply this in any sector of life. Like I said, politics especially. You know, there's Democrats, there's Republicans, there's liberals, there's conservatives. A healthy way to look at politics is on a spectrum, not to be just black or white. There's a lot of gray in certain things. Now, there are certain things that I'm very black and white on, but I also can see things from another angle, from another side. I might not agree with that side, but at least I can understand and appreciate. Same thing can be on religion, Christianity, Judaism, Muslims, there's Buddhism, there's all these different religions, and all of them seem to despise one another and think that their way is the only way, while there might be wisdom in all of them. There might be something that can apply to what you're trying to do in your life if you just try to understand another viewpoint. You don't have to agree 100%, but you can be more aware of different ways of thinking, different ways of being. So that's the larger message I'm kind of giving you in this video. Again, this is one of those deep videos. Probably only going to understand this if you're a select type of person, mainly someone that is similar to me, who's a free thinker, who's an individual. And there's going to be a lot of things coming up, especially in the men's space, where they're going to make you take sides. I think the red pill and the religious stuff is going to be very, very popular moving forward. And it's going to be like, okay, you're either here, you're either here. And I've been critical of the red pill before. I still think some of the things they talk about are true. Again, there's a lot of hypocrisy, especially in the creators, and I don't believe everything that they say because a lot of it doesn't stand on any actual principles or science. There's a lot of religious things that are going to start coming up that oppose a lot of the red pill ideology. Some of that is correct. Some of the religious points are actually true and correct, and ones that I believe in and live by. However, some of them are also incorrect. Ones that you probably shouldn't listen to because they're not actually serving you in your individual efforts in life as a man. So it's about picking and choosing and understanding what your core beliefs are. What are your tenets in life as a man? I've talked about this before. Masculinity, part of masculinity is having your core beliefs, your core values understood and aware in your life. So if you were to take anything away from this video, take the things in life that serve you, discard the things that do not serve you. If it doesn't resonate with you, if it's not meant for you, don't force anything because you want to fit into a group or fit into a category. Be a free thinker, be an individual, be authentic. That, in my opinion, is the most masculine thing that you can do. You can also think differently while being in a group, while being in a community. You can have your own thoughts. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you to believe a certain thing or think a certain way. I'm just telling you to think for yourself. That's really it. And if you can really understand what I'm saying, I think this mindset will carry you in life in a very positive way. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Comment your thoughts down below. Let me know if any of this makes sense and resonates with you. And let me know what topics you want me to cover on future videos. I'm here to serve you and give you the best content possible. So let me know what you're struggling with, what you want to see on future videos, and I will cover that. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. And if you want to work with me personally, I talk about a lot of these things extensively, helping you become the most authentic and ideal version of yourself as a man. Click the link down below if you want to have a free strategy session with me, and we can talk about these things in an open and free forum. So that's it, man. I hope all this made sense. Sometimes I get on my esoteric and out of the box thinking rants, but that's just who I am. That's part of my authenticity. Obviously, that's the point of this video, right? But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, and with hope, it reaches you. With that being said, man, hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Remember, everything truly does start with you. Peace out, man.